Nearly 2 years ago, I stepped off the airplane in Bamako, the capital of Mali, finally home after 8 long years of preparation. God had heard my cry of sending me where few had heard the good news, and few were willing to go. September 2003, the adventure was about to begin. But where is this mysterious land, whose fame once spread all over Africa, who once was the breadbasket of West Africa, attracting many to its famous Muslim university at Timbuktu, at the edge of the Sahara Desert? Today, it is a barren land, plagued by droughts, locusts, famine and poverty, currently the 6th poorest nation in the world, with a yearly average income of $190. 90% of its 13 million people are Muslims, who for the most part continue serving the spirits they have known for centuries, while the Christians to this day remain an insignificant number of less than 1%. Half the population is under the age of 15, expecting to reach the age of 50 at the most. Few go to school, so that less than half the men and less than a third of women know how to read and write. Medical facilities are outnumbered by Muslim schools, causing a third of women to die in childbirth. Women suffer, seen as inferior, from genital mutilation, polygamy, and forced marriages, often before they reach their 15th birthday. Is it really hopeless? Is there anything too difficult for our God? Has Jesus not won the victory over darkness and death? He is longing to bring in the harvest and reveal His kingship, power, and glory. And He will use anyone who is willing to say yes, like I did. After 1 year of settling in and low-key ministry, the Lord showed us the perfect place for His church until finding our own piece of land. On November the 1st, 2004, I moved into this beautiful house that would be both home and church. During the Muslim months of fasting and prayer, Simeon, Emmanuel and I met daily to pray and get ready for the launching of the church. It was during those 30 days that the Lord finally gave me its name, Centre Apostolique Malien, which means Apostolic Center of Mali. In March of this year, we were accepted as members of Harvest International Ministries, based in California and headed up by Che An. On November 28, 2004, we had our first service. We invited all our neighbors and friends, and about 80 people, Christians and Muslims alike, showed up. We started with a time of worship, singing in French and Bambara, followed by an introduction and sermon.
Et on va un peu regarder ce que la parole de Dieu dit. Nous allons louer le Seigneur aussi et prier ensemble. Ça va pas commencer encore comme ça. Je vais encore introduire Innocent qui fait partie de l'équipe ici. Emmanuel Zolo. Voilà, Seigneur Assopa. C'est son premier anniversaire aujourd'hui. Et voilà Simon Pierre. Dieu a fait beaucoup de choses là-bas. Maintenant, très loin de là-bas, il y avait aussi un homme. Bonsoir, chers parents. Bonsoir, chers frères et sœurs.
Then I had the joy of baptizing two young men, Koresi, who had just come to the Lord, and Simeon, who had given his life to the Lord exactly a year earlier.
Simeon, crois-tu que Jésus est le Fils de Dieu, que le mort est ressuscité et est rentré au ciel? Oui, j'y crois. Dans ta confession, je te baptise au nom du Père, du Fils et du Saint-Esprit.
After the service, we had a banquet celebrating the special day with our guests.
Your love, I need your love, Father, Father me. I feel so alone, longing for a home. I need comfort, I need shelter, I need healing for my soul. Take this fear that I surrender, take me in,
Akadi what?
On December 25th, 2004, we had our first party for street kids, celebrating the birth of Jesus, who loves them and desires them. We had about 80 kids that Christmas Day. With joy, we served each one of them with a meal they don't usually get. What an honor to serve Jesus himself through these little ones. There are two kinds of street kids in Bamako, those who belong to Muslim marabouts and those who have run away. Many families send one of the kids away to a Muslim teacher, where they have to beg for money on the streets all day, get hardly anything to eat, are beaten and have to learn the Quran by heart. Many end up running away and surviving on the streets by themselves, often far away from the families in the interior of the country. It is those kids we are reaching out to with the love of Christ. Some of them are as young as 5 years old. Some of them have tried to go back to their families, only to be rejected a second time. Many of them suffer not only from internal injuries and from sexual exploitation, but from physical wounds and sicknesses that could easily be treated. When you walk the streets of Bamako, you cannot miss them. They're easily recognized by the red tomato cans they collect money in, they receive for chanting the Quran, as well as food they are occasionally given. When they come to us, we not only feed them and clothe them, but we love them, have fun with them, draw and sing together. We share the gospel with them, introducing them to Jesus, and we pray for every single one of them. some of them have given their lives to Jesus, but we're currently lacking the means to follow up on them. We're praying for a piece of land where we can build a home for them and take in as many as possible. In the meantime, our greatest need is a car, as well as finances for food, clothes, and medical help.
Bon, maintenant, je vais vous raconter comment ça s'est passé à Noël. Dire ce que je pense et tout. Je pense que je vais devenir un homme comme eux. Alors, il a cherché des parents en Israël. Parce que, même s'il était Dieu, il voulait être exactement comme nous. Alors, il voulait être maître comme un enfant, comme bébé. Et si, il faut écouter maintenant. Si vous parlez, il faut le dire. Père, je n'étais pas encore marié. Mais il avait une fiancée. Et son fiancé s'appelait Marie. Marie était dans sa chambre. Tout à coup, il y avait un ange. Je ne sais pas si vous avez déjà vu un ange. Il y a des bons anges et des mauvais anges. Mais ça, c'était un bon ange de Dieu. Et l'ange est venu, il a dit à Marie, n'aie pas peur.
In May, we invited the street kids as well as neighbors to a praise party. Kids were eating and drawing until the sun went down, and we put on a praise video to jump and dance before our King. Ça va vite? Every Friday night, we set up a screen to show Christian movies, whether modern or biblical. Often we need dubbing in French or Bambara, like that night when I read the Gospel of Matthew to accompany the film. Hundreds have come and heard and seen the Gospel that way already. On December 31st, we had a special movie night, doing a healing service with a video of healing miracles. One of the people being healed was Hassan, a Muslim in our English class. He also received a word of knowledge and has since come a lot, moving closer and closer to a relationship with the Lord.
My name is Hassan Amweba. I am a student at the Faculty of Sociology in Mali. I am 27. She gives us English courses, and I like to learn English very well. I am very, very happy to know her because she is very interesting. She likes children.
Shortly after I moved into the house, the Lord sent Seibu to become my night guard, something every house here needs. Seibu comes from near Timbuktu. He left his desolate village out of desperation to earn some money and support his family, leaving behind his son and pregnant wife. He moved into the little house behind my house, keeping watch every night. I'm planning to bring his family to Bamako in November to stay with us and be united as a family. A nominal Muslim, the services as well as movie nights have made a deep impact on Seibu, drawing him closer to the Lord. Today, he loves going to Christian events and reads God's Word daily. He was one of our students in the literacy class I started teaching in March. Less than 3 months later, Seibu can read Bambara without difficulty. Since Ali, the neighbor's guard, is also in our literacy class, the two of them often sit in front of the house at night reading together. Elizabeth, the albino lady, and Aramata are also overjoyed at their new reading and writing skills.
Good evening, my friends. I'm talking to you end of March 2005. These are my friends, Elizabeth, Renata, Alma, and those three, they are faithful coming to our church, and we just gave them some rights because the husbands don't have work, they hardly have any work, and they really don't have anything to do. So we provide for them. One of them is a widow, and they are part of us. Two of them are in our literacy course, and God just tonight in the service really spoke to them that they can't serve two masters. We're hoping they're becoming faithful followers of Jesus, but they have definitely become part of our family, and we're very happy to have them. See them grow, see them heal, and see them become powerful women of God who love God and serve Him.
The Lord admonishes us to take care of the widow and orphan, and not to overlook the poor, hungry, and the stranger. In our church, we have 3 families who struggle to have enough to eat. One of them a recent widow. We've been giving them rice after every service on Sunday, but ultimately we want to see them become independent financially, dependent only on God. For that reason, we gave them each a big sack of coals to sell. We're praying they will grasp this opportunity and multiply the 1 talent they've been given. In May, I completed my second and last year of teaching German at the Malian High School Via, whose director is a devout Muslim. Thankful to leave those extreme working conditions, I'm also sad at not seeing most of my students again. Some of them have come to our movie nights and services out of curiosity, some wanting to have a Bible or ask questions about the Lord. To my great joy, one of my German students, Simon Pierre, from Catholic background, is now a part of the Bible school we started in November of last year. Emmanuel, a university student who has grown up in a Christian home, had to leave us after the first class, but will be back next year. His absence during most of the year was a great loss for our whole team. And finally, the third and most faithful student is Simeon. Simeon, one of my neighbors at the time, dedicated his life to the Lord shortly after my arrival in Mali. He has grown rapidly in his faith, consumed with the only desire to serve God.
Je m'appelle Simeon Apeza, je viens du Bénin, je suis au Mali il a 2 ans, je suis devenu chrétien il y a de cela 1 an et demi. Et j'évangélise dans la rue de Bamako. Dans 2 jours, je serai au Mozambique avec Iris School.
Simeon has been living by faith for this past year, evangelizing in the streets of Bamako daily. He has become my right hand in the ministry and most faithful team member. This summer, he has the awesome opportunity of doing a 3-month school with Heidi Baker in Mozambique.
Good evening, my friends in Austria, my friends in America. here I am. It's end of February with Sekou and Simeon, my two assistants, faithful assistants, every Sunday and during the week, all the time. And I'm sending my greetings from Hot Mali right now. And I want to say thank you to all of you for supporting us here in Mali and in prayer and giving. Without you, it would not be possible. So thank you, and I hope I get to see you all personally and share all the wonderful things God has been doing and is up to doing here. But right now we have to start our service because we're already a few minutes late. So God bless you, and I'll see you.
Our fourth team member is, or rather was and hopefully will be, Sekou. Sekou came to the Lord through Simeon last November. The two were inseparable. Sekou, becoming more and more stable in the Lord, my interpreter in the services, and soon an important part of our team. In April, his Muslim family made him choose between them and the church, and he's gone back to them, still reading the Bible and praying secretly. Right now we're preparing for a big crusade and conference with Cliff Pash in November. We're also in the process of being officially recognized by the government as well as joining the Malian Association of Churches. If the Lord has put Mali on your heart, there are several great ways you can partner with us to reach this nation. After 2 years of praying, our need for a car like this one is now greater than ever. By faith, I'm believing for the $20,000 necessary to be given before I'm returning to Mali at the end of August. I'm also in need of monthly financial partners, as only 25% of our basic monthly needs are covered. As you have seen, there is much work to do. Could you be one called to join us? And if not, could you be called to lift us up in prayer? Yes, the darkness is great, but the light of His glory is so much greater, and it will cover the land, even the land of Mali. To God be all the glory, power, and praise.